Let me take you back to a moment that changed the financial world forever. It was November 6, 2022. And it all started with one tweet. But first, let me tell you a story, a real one. Not about Bitcoin or blockchain or crypto mumbo-jumbo. No. This is a story about power, betrayal, timing, and the difference between loud noise and quiet calculation. Two men. Two empires. One silent war. On one side, Sam Bankman-Fried. SBF, as the headlines love to call him. The quirky, hoodie-wearing billionaire who seemed to come out of nowhere. He had messy hair, wore tube socks to interviews, and mumbled through congressional hearings. But don't be fooled. Sam wasn't some accidental genius. He was sharp. He was fast. And he was building something huge, FTX, a crypto exchange that grew so fast, it made Wall Street blush. He didn't just build an exchange. He built a brand. SBF wasn't interested in slow growth. He was sprinting through the gates of the financial world, disrupting everything in sight. While traditional bankers were still scratching their heads over what crypto even meant, Sam was throwing millions into ad campaigns, gaming sponsorships, celebrity endorsements. He moved like a man with a ticking clock behind him. And maybe there was a hunger. A fire. A need to win so badly, it consumed caution and left only ambition. On the other side, Changpeng Zhao. CZ. A man of fewer words, fewer headlines, but massive influence. The founder of Binance, the biggest crypto exchange in the world. If Sam was the face of crypto's future, CZ was the shadow behind it. Calculating. Quiet. And dangerous. He didn't throw parties. He didn't chase headlines. He played the game with a poker face. At first, they were friends. CZ even invested in Sam's startup. It was a handshake alliance in a chaotic new world. Crypto wasn't regulated, yet it was attracting billions. Giants were rising. Some were crashing. Most were bluffing. But business has no friends. Only timing. By 2022, FTX was untouchable. They had Super Bowl ads, A-list celebrity endorsements, stadium naming rights. The media couldn't stop talking about SBF. He was on the cover of Fortune, Forbes, Time. He was called the next JP Morgan. He was dining with regulators. He was playing politics. He was shaping laws while building his empire. He was whispering in the ears of Washington while pouring billions into philanthropy and branding it as altruism. And somewhere across the world, in a quiet Singapore office, CZ was watching. Because he knew something most people missed. Empires that rise too fast, often forget to build foundations. Now here's where the story gets dark. See, Sam had a secret weapon. A company called Alameda Research, his own trading firm. On paper, separate from FTX. In reality, it was FTX's puppet. Alameda was making wild bets using customer money from FTX, money people thought was safe. That money was backed by a coin called FTT, FTX's own token. Think of it like a bank propping itself up with monopoly money. Looked valuable. But cracked the surface? Just air. In early November 2022, someone did crack it. A leaked report showed just how fragile the empire was. Billions in liabilities. No real assets. And a time bomb ticking. Panic hadn't set in yet. But it was coming. That's when CZ made his move. He didn't shout. He didn't scream. He just tweeted. Due to recent revelations, we're liquidating our entire $529 million FTT position. 11 words. And the world collapsed. Like pulling a single card from a tower, the empire crumbled. $6 billion vanished from FTX accounts in a single day. Customers panicked. The token crashed. And SBF? He was on fire control. Frantically tweeting. Calling. Scrambling. He wasn't sleeping. He wasn't eating. He was pacing back and forth in his Bahamas penthouse, staring at dashboards melting in red. Watching money bleed from the company he built. And then he called CZ. He asked his biggest rival to save him. And CZ agreed. Or so it seemed. On November 8, Binance announced it would buy FTX's non-US assets. The world breathed a sigh of relief. It was the rescue headline everyone needed. Crypto would survive. The contagion was stopped. SBF would live to fight another day. But it wasn't over. Because CZ wasn't saving a friend. He was opening the books. Behind closed doors, his team started digging. And what he saw was damning. Fake numbers. Customer funds rerouted. Risky bets disguised as stable reserves. Within 48 hours, Binance walked. The reason? Issues discovered during due diligence. Translation. FTX was built on lies. That was the final nail. FTX filed for bankruptcy. Customers were locked out. Billions lost. Employees fired. Investors ghosted. SBF. Once worth $16 billion. He lost it all. Overnight. And just weeks later, he was in handcuffs. The boy wonder of crypto. The media darling. The billionaire who couldn't stop giving interviews. Now reduced to mugshots and indictments. The speed of his fall wasn't just historic. It was biblical. Now here's what I want you to take away. This wasn't luck. CZ didn't stumble into a win. He waited. He watched. And when the time came, he moved with precision. He didn't attack with words. He didn't play dirty. He let facts do the work. And most importantly, he understood the board. SBF played fast. CZ played long. That's the difference between noise and power. It's not always about who's louder. It's about who moves last. In the end, Sam had the spotlight. But CZ had the checkmate. And sometimes, that's all that matters. So whether you're building a business, a dream, or a future, remember, play chess, not checkers. Watch. Wait. Move smart. And when the board is yours, make it count. Because in the end, the real power isn't in the noise you make. It's in the silence before the storm.